Alright, good morning everyone, this is Heroclix again. We're doing another YouTube video from the Days of Future Past set, coming to you from a different location in Stately Hess Manor because my Clix cave was getting full. So here I figured I'd just take a look at some of the figures instead of doing the one-by-one unboxing, so you can get a look at what you're going to get if you buy any of this set. So here's the number 1 Sentinel. Focus a little bit on him. Pretty decent figure, looks really imposing. You can see him here next to Sprite, the number 2 figure. Really love the multiple starting lines on these guys, and they look like good, solid Sentinels. Sprite is carrying a little med box there. Not much to say about that figure. Welcome to the world of green jumpsuits. You're going to see a lot more of those. Here's the Colossus next to her. He's again, just a very shiny, good metallic figure. Focusing some nice leg detail for the scales of the armor. He's pretty cool. Avalanche is another one. They really went out with the chrome effects in these figures. They're just really like sharp and shiny, good metal plastic appearance. Angel in his champion's uniform. Pretty good figure for a common. You've got a lot of wing and feather details there, which is nice. He's on like a little translucent wind gust connected right to his butt. Then we have Pyro. The goggles are actually metallic, which is pretty cool, and there's some translucent fire on his flamethrower attachment. You see the backpack. Cool figure. Franklin Richards. Almost looks like TV's Frank from Mystery Science Theater 3000. Again, just a guy in a jumpsuit. Here is Senator Kelly. Just what Heroclix needs, a white man with a clipboard. So, just a dynamic pose altogether. I wish he'd been in with something like a campaign slogan or a podium or something like that. Here's Nightcrawler. Cool little figure. I really love the fact that his tail and his back foot are coming off the edge of the base. Fun sculpt. He's kind of like creeping around. And you're going to notice a theme with him. A lot of the figures, they used to be oriented so that the eyes faced the front of the dial window, and here they're mostly catty corner. That'll be important later on. Rachel Summers, disco flame pose. Not really a big fan of this one also. It's another green jumpsuit. The flame effect is alright, but it really kind of flattens her out. There's no 3D to it, really, to speak of. Just alright, and not a great piece either. Let's move on to Mystique. I'm sorry, Destiny. Mystique shapeshifted. Crossbow's nice, the cape and everything works for her, the mask is okay. What's not to like about the figure, though, you're playing this one for the prop control and the anti-prop control and everything else, not the sculpt. Here we have Old Storm. Yay, green jumpsuits. This figure actually comes in like a double clamshell. It doesn't come in the type of clamshell that locks the base in, and that was something that kind of was a theme in the set, in that a lot of them weren't exactly stuck correctly into their clamshell. They still, none of them were broken, nothing seriously bent, except something I'll get to at the end. So good quality control that way. Common Wolverine, or Uncommon Wolverine, the brown jumpsuit, classic costume for him. I really like the fact that this Wolverine looks short. He looks like a 5-foot Canadian as opposed to the 6'3" Wolverine that we've been getting a lot. And here again, when I was talking about the off-aligned dial, so he's actually not blocking any of the dial with his pose, so good job on that by making him stand sideways. Future Colossus, another one that's really nice detail on the changing part of him as he's kind of shifting to metallic steel. He's also, I'm not sure if the video picked it up that well, but he's got some gray hair around the temples, which is nice, it shows age, and he's a big figure, which is pretty cool. And speaking of big figures, Nothing Moves the Blob. This guy is just, 2 tons of fun, not much to him, but that right hand of his should be very easily customized to be holding a chicken leg or something if you've got a small chicken figure. Here's Mora, the Scottish doctor that hangs out with the X-Men. Perfect resculpt for a female Joker figure if you just want to knock the head off and put a Joker figure on it. I think that'd be hilarious. But I only got the one, so I won't be doing that. And here's Magneto. Once again, green jumpsuit in a wheelchair. But here's something that WizKids did very, very smart. Again, he's not directly facing his dial window in his chair, so the chair doesn't obscure any of the dial values, the point values, team ability, anything like that. It's great because you finally don't have to worry about trying to look underneath the feet of the wheelchair. Next we come to actually Mystique this time. This is her from the mutant side, and again, catty corner on the dial. Let's turn her a little bit, and here she is shifting into the Raven Darkholme character. That was her alias when she was used in these comics, before it was actually to be her real name. Not a huge fan of the mid shape shift, just because it looks a little awkward, but not a bad concept either, so kudos for that. Colonel Logan's in the future, probably the gem of the set. I'm going to try to zoom in on the fatality wall behind him. Just really good paint job on that, showing the deceased and everything. Strong looking character, and I think there's enough room beside him between the wall and his arm that you could easily swap in a Shadowcat or a Sprite or an Aerial figure. Maybe one of the ones from Sinister would be good, since she's going through a brick wall, if I remember correctly. You stand on some debris, so you could just perfectly reenact that classic cover that he's only half of. And here is the character that you could use to do the rest of that with. This is Sprite. So Young Kitty Pryde is the rare, Old Kitty Pryde is the common. Pretty good detail on that. I like the painted X at her waist, going through the wall nicely. There is like some silver paint, or maybe even glue, above her hip, but not really a problem. Really good effect of her going through a wall. Young Storm. Very cool to see her in this classic costume. The typhoon effect, though, that she's making reminds me of a pipe almost. In fact, I might drill down into the top of it a little bit and maybe make it a dice holder or something like that. It'd be fun to use her to shape the dice out. Here is Captain Jean-Luc Picard, or as he's known in this universe, Patrick Stewart, Professor X. Again, he's on a wheelchair, which usually distorts some of what you can see on the dial, on the base, but they've got him almost on like an elevated switch click that makes it a lot easier to see. And he's got, Xavier has a much better wheelchair. Magneto's is clearly institutional, and Xavier's appears to be custom. And finally, this is the Alpha 3 Sentinel, the big guy in the set. Mentioned it on the realms, but yeah, his energy blast is just sadly droopy. When he was in the booster, he was kind of facing the wrong way, so I think the plastic on the booster locked it in, bumped it down. Here we'll put him next to Wolverine so you can get a size comparison. I guess it's actually aimed correctly if you look at it that way. Pretty cool figure, and gives a lot of the other Sentinels a major buff, so I'm happy to pull him. Happy that all the Sentinels have multiple point values. Is the set a good investment? Is it a good purchase? Probably depends on your feelings about the X-Men. I am a big X-Men fan, so I was happy to get everything. But as you may have heard, there are no Nimrods 1 per case. They might be as rare as 1 per 2 or 3 countertop displays, maybe even as high as 1 in 5 countertop displays. So if you want the chase, if you want most of the set, honestly, it's probably a better idea to just buy it directly, individually, trade for it. I'll have a bunch of trades up online. In fact, I've got a few to go through right now. Big X-Men fan myself, though, so I'm happy to get these figures. I'm happy to get them in these costumes. Just would have been nice to have more Sentinels, in 2 countertop displays and 48 figures that I opened yesterday. I only got 3 Sentinels plus the Alpha 3. So just 3 of these generics, where I think there could have been a lot more. Good set overall, good quality sculpts. The dials have all been turning. I haven't seen any dial errors. Just your mileage may vary on if you want to invest in a full countertop display or if you want to buy singles. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this and the prank unboxing I did last night. Good luck with your bolts, everyone. Have a good day.